Hello everybody, welcome to Awesome Rusty Bucket. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already and drop a like on this video. I am trying to hit 100k subscribers on this channel by the end of the playoffs, so your subscription would be much appreciated. Also drop a like, only takes 1 second and it makes a massive difference in how the video performs. Today's video is not one that I anticipated making. It is about the Charlotte Hornets, Russell Westbrook, and the Lakers, because a report just came out from Mark Stein that the Hornets are, quote, a team to watch to acquire Russell Westbrook, which from the get-go, the very concept that a player would be a team to watch, or that any team would be a team to watch for a Russell Westbrook trade, is kind of nuts, other than some sort of like bonkers salary move. Like, for example, if the Wizards traded Kristaps Porzingis for Russell Westbrook to get off of Porzingis' contract for the next 2 years. Not that they would do that, that's just an example. Like, you would potentially make a trade for a worse player just simply for the fact that it'll clear a bunch of cap space for a multi-year contract rather than a 1-year contract that'll be over after this year. However, other than that, there's really no reason for any team to trade for Russell Westbrook with the money that he makes, and even then, without the money that he makes being a factor, the type of play style that he has is not really conducive to a reduced role, and don't know how great he is at the role that he currently plays. So don't know that he would be worth messing with whatever just about any other NBA team is trying to accomplish. So that brings us, of course, to the Charlotte Hornets. Now, there has been the notion, and people discussing this potential trade, that the Hornets would do this to clear cap space and get rid of Gordon Hayward's contract. And while Gordon Hayward is overpaid for sure, by probably about $10 or so million a year, I don't think that it's worth this, unless, of course, there's some big free agent they're capable of acquiring in the 2023 offseason. However, there probably isn't, because it's Charlotte we're talking about, and the notion of Russell Westbrook sharing the floor with LaMelo Ball is very uncomfortable to me, and it speaks to what I think is a big problem with Charlotte right now, and that is that they are really not fully embracing LaMelo Ball when they should be. LaMelo has not had the freedom and the complete total keys to the offense that he is very clearly deserving of having. He is the best player on the Charlotte Hornets. He is probably their second best scorer to Terry Rozier, easily their best playmaker, a really good rebounder, a really good ball handler. The only thing that might be a little bit daunting in terms of him having the keys to the offense is just the fact that he doesn't have a ton of gravity with his driving ability. It's not bad, but he's not like a terror on the drive by any means. He often elects to go for floaters rather than trying to get contact and stuff like that. Occasional mid-range pull-up that's like, didn't love that shot, you should have drove. But my camera just died. Okay, well, I cannot seem to locate my backup battery, so that means we're going to be doing the rest of this video funky diabetic style. So here is a photo of LaMelo Ball and Russell Westbrook next to each other. There's the video editing for you. It's not like seeing my face is a huge deal. This is just about what I have to say, I guess. So, where the hell was I? Not allowing LaMelo to have the keys to the offense. I've mentioned this before when specifically talking about my times actually seeing games in Charlotte in person. LaMelo is one of the NBA players that I have seen the most in person, just simply by the fact that he plays for the team that is only 3 hours from my place. But one thing that consistently frustrates me whenever I watch the Hornets, especially in person, it's even more noticeable, is how much they use Mason Plumlee in the offense and how much they use LaMelo Ball off ball. Now, I'm always the first person to be a proponent of a player should have a dynamic mix between on and off ball ability as well as their role within the offense. I think that's the best case for just about any player. However, LaMelo should be the lead ball handler almost all the time with the Hornets, being that they really don't have anybody that can come close to the kind of production ability from that position that he has as a playmaker and as a shot creator. Terry Rozier can dribble the ball a lot as a shot creator, but isn't necessarily the best playmaker in the world. Gordon Hayward is kind of like a healthy medium between the two, but he's not particularly great at either as a shot creator or a passer. Just, pretty good, but nothing special. LaMelo should be the guy dribbling the ball most of the time, and yet Charlotte's offense seems to just not want to quite give him the keys. This is a huge problem in his rookie year, where they were just not even bringing him in the starting lineup when he was already evidently much better than what they had going for them before. But then on top of that, the cherry on top of all of that is that now, even though he has proven to be this star level player, literally an all-star, they're still not willing to fully embrace him, in spite of the fact that he is the main reason that the team has been a play-in tournament level team. And that might sound like criticism, but you think about it, in most years, an above 500 record gets you a playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. This year it doesn't, because the East is insane. But the Hornets are at or above 500 last I checked, and they're the 10 seed. But still, that's LaMelo has led them to their first playoff level season since Kemba Walker was traded. And even then, I believe there was like a 2-season drought from the last 2 years. Kemba was there. If I'm not mistaken, I very well could be. Not like I'm keeping the most track about Charlotte's playoff history. But still, this trade to me would be even more indicative of that problem of Charlotte not really embracing LaMelo Ball and what he can bring to them as their future potential superstar. And to me, it's almost disrespectful to trade for Russell Westbrook, because the guy is going to hinder LaMelo Ball's on-ball ability, and because of his lack of shooting. And then when Russell Westbrook has the ball, yeah, LaMelo's a good shooter, but like, you're really limiting him to being just a shooter for Russell Westbrook. And this is really the problem that exists with Russell Westbrook and the prospect of trading him and the prospect of playing him, even without his contract as a part of the context. Like, you're almost inherently going to hinder other ball handlers by putting him on your team. So your team needs to be needs to be a team that is lacking in ball handlers, lacking in players who need a lot of possessions with the ball in their hands, and that's not really something that exists for the most part. And you are going to hinder your team more than you're going to help it with what he brings to the table at this point in his career. And that is especially the case with the Charlotte Hornets. I do not like this idea whatsoever. The only version of it that I have seen that makes some semblance of sense is you trade Gordon Hayward in this move along with Mason Plumlee for the sake of the salary, and then you buy out Russell Westbrook. Now, financially, that's going to hinder them to some degree or another in the future, but not as much as Gordon Hayward's contract will. So to that end, I can see the justification for it, but ultimately, I just don't want to see Russell Westbrook and LaMelo Ball on the floor at the same time. I think that would be a huge waste for the Charlotte Hornets. And as for the Lakers, this would be a home fucking run. Like, Gordon Hayward is overpaid, but he fits seamlessly with what the Lakers want to do. Like, he would instantaneously make the team better just simply by the fact that he's a good shooter, also a pretty good playmaker, and he's gonna be fine. He would fit perfectly with the Lakers. That would be almost a dream scenario for them. I mean, the Lakers getting anybody, let alone like a good starter out of a Russell Westbrook trade, that's a home fucking run. So if this ends up coming to fruition, probably overreacting, because it's literally just a report that says they're a team to look out for. But for real, it's an idea that even it being pondered is almost blasphemous to me. So yeah, that's my thoughts on this rumor, and that is it. Goodbye.